I'm pleased to be able to appear before the Commission on behalf of the U.S. mission to the United Nations and discuss our concerns regarding the growing human rights crisis in Xinjiang, with a particular focus on how this crisis is being addressed or not at the United Nations. I'd like to submit my full remarks for the record and just give a brief summary of them. The United States is deeply troubled by the Chinese government's worsening crackdown on Uyghurs, Kazakhs, and other Muslims in China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Since April 2017, the Xi Jinping leadership, under the guise of fighting terrorism, secession, and religious extremism, has greatly intensified the Chinese Communist Party's long-standing repressive policies against mainstream nonviolent Muslim cultural and religious practices in Xinjiang. The stated goal of the current campaign is to sinicize religion and adapt religion to a socialist society, suggesting that Beijing believes it now possesses the political, diplomatic, and technological capabilities to transform religion and ethnicity in Chinese society in a way that its predecessors never could, even during the peak horrors of the Cultural Revolution and other heinous Maoist campaigns intended to remake Chinese society. The scope of this campaign is truly breathtaking. Authorities now prohibit abnormal beards, the wearing of veils in public, and classify refusal to watch state television as a crime, refusal to wear shorts, abstention from alcohol and tobacco, refusal to eat pork, fasting during the holy month of Ramadan, practicing traditional funeral rituals as potential signs that individuals harbor extreme religious views. Chinese authorities have banned parents from giving their children a number of traditional Islamic names, including Muhammad, Islam, Fatima, and Aisha, and have reportedly required children under age 16 who have Islamic names to change them. Of particular concern, since 2015, Chinese authorities have increasingly criminalized or punished the teaching of Islam to young people, even by their parents, adopting at least 6 new laws or regulations to put parents and religious leaders at legal risk if they promote nonviolent Muslim scripture, rituals, and clothing to children. Chinese authorities also continue to crack down, in particular, on the use of Uyghur and other minority languages at universities and in classroom instructions. As you noted, we now believe, based on a wide array of evidence, that the number of individuals detained in re-education centers for violating these strictures since April 2017 numbers in at least the hundreds of thousands, possibly millions. There are even disturbing reports that young children have been sent to state-run orphanages if only one of their parents is detained in internment camps. We call on China to end these counterproductive policies and free all those arbitrarily detained. As you noted, with many things related to China's human rights abuses, the repression does not stop at the Chinese border. The detention and persecution of Uyghur and other Muslim minorities in Xinjiang has compelled them to stop communicating with their family and friends abroad. We also are concerned by reports of Chinese authorities harassing Uyghurs abroad to compel them to act as informants, return to Xinjiang, or remain silent about the situation. Chinese authorities appear to be targeting law-abiding Uyghurs, including nonviolent activists and advocates for human rights at home and abroad, as terrorist threats based solely on the basis of their political, cultural, and religious beliefs and practices. Given the disturbing and severe nature of this crisis, it's worth asking why the preeminent human rights bodies of the United Nations haven't taken up this issue, exposed it, and demanded changes in China's policies. Part of the answer certainly lies in China's membership on the Human Rights Council and as a permanent member of the Security Council, as well as its ability to portray itself as a member of the Global South in the Group of 77. During the question and answer period, I'd be happy to give more examples of how this is working at the UN and share with you some of the particular experiences we've had at US-UN, including with the attempts by the Chinese to silence Uyghur activists who wish to speak in UN forums, such as Dolkin Issa during the recent Forum on Indigenous People, and even shut down human rights organizations and civil society organizations that sponsor individuals such as Mr. Issa and their attempt to speak. But I know I've run out of time, and I'll leave that to the Q&A. Thank you again for the opportunity to talk about these important issues.